For Is Your Local Election Headquarters, Mike Sapraicone says he wants to be the next U.S. Senator representing New York.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand currently holds that seat, but it will be up to the people come November. Mike joins us now to talk about why he is running. Mike, it is great to have you here. Thanks for coming in.
Well, thanks, Jordan. Dave, thanks for having me here. Great to be here in Erie County. I've been traveling the state for the last 3-4 months, and you don't realize how big it is and how massive just going from county to county. But it's so nice to be in Western New York this morning.
Well, welcome. So for our viewers who don't know you, tell us a little bit about your background.
So I'm a retired New York City detective. I did that for 20 years. I've been retired for 24 years. I started a small company of just hiring active and retired law enforcement. Over 30 years, that grew to a company in New York, Chicago, LA, Vancouver, Toronto, and in London. I was able to sell my North American company about 2 years ago, and I just sold my European company. So now I think it's time to start to give back a little bit more and get back to what I was in law enforcement and help people. And, you know, we don't hold people accountable anymore. I come from an era in law enforcement where we held people accountable. I think we need to hold our politicians accountable. I think it's something we don't do. I think it's about time we start doing that and listening to our constituents, not just talking about our agendas.
We are familiar in this area of New York, in Western New York, that it is difficult for Republicans in the northern half of Western New York to find office, especially at this level. So my question to you, given your experience downstate, your experience in NYPD as a detective, all of that law enforcement background, do you think that will help surmount or get over that deficit that Republicans face in a heavily Democratic state like New York?
I really think it will. And I think you've seen up here where they're putting up a lot of candidates, the Republican Party, who are ex-law enforcement. I think people believe in that. I think people trust us. I think they understand, and though you might think they don't trust us when we talk about defunding police and things like that, but as you travel around, you talk to people, they do believe in police. And these are common sense issues that's going on in this state and this country, and we need to get back to that. So I think it will help me. You know, I'm a decision maker. I'm not worried about making a decision or saying what I feel. I'm not worried about listening to people. So I look forward to this. You know, opportunity is a big deal. This is New York State. This is a great platform. And we should have representatives who understand that it's a great platform and stand up for us here in the state. And I think that's certainly what I want to do. You know, I'm an old detective guy. And if you put my opponent, Kirsten Gillibrand, in a lineup, most people can't even pick her out. So she's kind of been missing in action. If you look at some of the polls coming in, that's what the people are saying. Who is this person? And so I'm excited. I always tell my employees and my family, you need to have fun. We're having fun traveling the state and meeting people and listening. I like to talk. I could talk for an hour and a half here, but I like to listen to people and understand what the issues are, and I think that's a big deal. And the issues are basic, though. It's crime. It's illegal immigration. It's cost of living up here, you know, in the Rust Belt and stuff. You go into a store and you see people struggling, and you worry. How will they be able to support their families? How will they be able to have their children own homes and maintain those homes?
So, Mike, let me ask you, why U.S. Senate? Why do you want to throw your hat in this specific ring?
Well, I think it's a great position. Congress is a great position. We were great here in New York, able to, you know, put the majority into Congress. But I think we need to do that in the Senate also. I think I'm a strong candidate. I think I have great values. I think I have great common sense. And I think it's time that we put somebody in who cares about what's going on here and somebody to be held accountable. And I look forward to being held accountable for what I'm doing.
We were talking before about Republicans, the difficulty or the challenge overcoming the deficit in a place like New York State. You are touting yourself and have been along the campaign as a more moderate Republican. And that really has been the best chance for Republicans at the moderate level in a state like New York that is so heavily Democratic. Do you think that you're able to still be a moderate with the endorsement of Donald Trump? Because that is a far conservative or more of a far right endorsement. Do you think you'll lose some folks in that moderate area because you have the label and the endorsement of Donald Trump?
Well, I don't think everybody's going to always agree with everything. I think I'm honored to be endorsed by President Trump, and President Trump has made it very clear that he's going to win New York and work harder here in New York. We were both born in Queens, so we both come from Queens. I was with him in the Bronx recently and also in Manhattan. But no, I don't think it's going to be hurtful. I think people understand. Listen, everybody has a different opinion. Everybody can voice their opinion. But I think we look at the difference it was 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago. I think we need President Trump back, and me being right at the top of the ticket after him, I think it helps us. I think it helps down ticket. I think it's going to help us increase our numbers in Congress, and it's going to help us turn the Senate.
All right. Well, Mike, unfortunately, our time is short, but we thank you very much for taking the time to come in this afternoon.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Great to meet you.